Quran. Is the Arabic Quran different, or does it instruct possibly differently than a Quran that might be translated into another language?
The translation, as you know, it's meant to be simple. It's not a depth, and it is the choice of the translator, actually, not the choice of the Quran. The Arabic language is much deeper than you can imagine. Any Arabic word can mean a host of things.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, when we translate it, we seek simplicity, so people can understand, but that doesn't mean that's the whole story. I mean, what he did, he rearranged the Quran. The Quran is in Arabic. How can you rearrange it? You don't even understand the language. You have access to translations, which is the choice of the translator.
Clear. So, Craig, is there a problem with the way you've translated the Quran? Because I know you've said many times you've spent thousands and thousands of hours studying the Quran. If you don't speak Arabic, what language did you study it in? I'm sorry, Craig. Start over again, Craig. I had your button pushed down. I apologize.
The Quran is actually written in an ancient form of Arabic called Paleo-Arabic. It was written long before there were vowels in the language, and therefore there are maybe 500 people on the planet at any one time who actually understand Paleo-Arabic. It's as different from modern Standard Arabic as Latin is from Italian. Second, rather than depend on one person's interpretations of the words in the Sirah, the Takrith, and the Hadith, as well as the Quran, I have 12 different Qurans. I used 5 of them in rendering the translations in Prophet of Doom, so they would be as accurate as absolutely possible. And the scholars who made these translations, for the most part, agree on the terminology. And by using 5 of them, it becomes evident as to what the intent of the message was.
Jalal?
One last thought. The fact is that we all speak English here. On this radio show, if we were all gibbering away in Paleo-Arabic, not a single soul on the planet would know what we're talking about.
Jalal?
It just doesn't make any sense. The Paleo-Arabic is talking about, my children here who are living in America can understand it very well. We read the Quran exactly as it was read before. What he's saying doesn't make any sense. If there are only 500 or we're 500 people who understand it, how can he understand it then? How?
I mean, how have you translated, Craig? I guess Jalal's point is, he claims your translation is dubious at best.
Well, first of all, I just told you, I didn't translate the Quran. I relied on 12 translations of it, 5 of which comprised the translations in Prophet of Doom. Second of all, if you will read the appendix of Prophet of Doom, which is called Islam's Dark Past, you will find scholars of every ilk from generations current and gone by who confirm precisely what I just said in terms of the different nature of the language that the Quran was revealed in without vocalization, which means that it cannot be pronounced in the form that it was originally written. And therefore, what I said is classically accurate.
All right, go ahead, Jalal.
I want to make a note. He's talking longer than me. Let me speak.
You go right ahead.
What he's talking about is different. The way it was written before is different. The words are still the same. We recite the Quran every day in our prayer, and we understand exactly what it means. He doesn't make any sense. We understand the Quran perfectly. And secondly, the translators or the scholars he's talking about, none of them said that Muslims can commit suicide or kill women and children in war. That's what he's avoiding answering. Where is the quote in the Quran that says kill women and children? Final thing, this is what I want him to say. I want him to say the Quran says, the Lord said, slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. This is 1 Samuel 15:2-3. Bring something in the Quran similar to this.
Okay, Craig?
I'm not going to get into a discussion on comparative scriptures, but what I will do, because that would take far too much time today, let me read 3 examples.
I mean, he keeps saying, is there anything in the Quran that prescribes that Muslims should kill innocent women and children?
Yeah, what he said is Quran and Sunnah. Let me read 3 examples of ongoing terror that's prescribed either individually or collectively
in the Quran.
From the Sunnah, which is the Quran and the Hadith accounts. First, before the last break, I used the Quran's definition of infidel as Christian. That's how it defines infidel. Now, Allah has sent you from your homes to fight for the cause. Allah wished to confirm the truth by His words. Wipe the infidels out to the last. Wipe people out to the last, you have to kill every one of them. That is not discriminatory in terms of men and women. Here's a quote from the Surah.
Which what, Jalal?
Which book did he read it?
Oh, that's the 8th Surah.
The 8th Surah, Jalal.
I have the computer on.
A quote from Ishaq. This would be the Sirah, which is the biography of Muhammad, the first book really comprised of the Prophet's words indeed.
Where is the quote? Where is the quote?
Where is the quote, Craig?
It's in the 8th Surah. In fact, I'll be glad to...
Which verse?
Which verse?
I can look up the specific verse, but it's... the 8th Surah is dedicated to war and fighting, and if we'd like to read the whole Surah, I'd be happy to...
oh, good Lord. How long is that?
It's too long.
All right.
You don't want to hear that.
All right, go ahead, Jalal. The 8th Surah. What do you say about the 8th Surah?
There isn't any quote like this. He's just making it up. Look at verse 2, chapter 2, verse 190. This is what jihad is about. Fight in the sake of Allah, those who fight you. وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا. Do not commit aggression, because Allah doesn't like the aggressors. He's looking for this word. Kill them wherever you find them. Kill them here, this is one paragraph. It refers to those who fight you. He's making it as if it is about Christians and Jews. By the way, infidels in Islam means non-Muslims. It doesn't mean only Christians and Jews. He's just making this up, but there is nothing in the Quran that says only Christians and Jews. What he's talking about is just doesn't happen. It's not in Islam. Fight in the sake of Allah, those who fight you. Do not commit aggression. Kill them, meaning those who fight you.
Craig, are you just making this stuff up?
No, in fact, I present every word of the 8th Surah in the context that it was actually revealed, which is the Battle of Badr. And in that battle, which Muhammad went down to rob a caravan and ended up confronting the Meccans, this Spoils of War Surah was revealed. So I reveal it in context, and I reveal every word of it, verse by verse, with commentary. In the chapter.
When you say he robbed the caravan, you forgot that the verse says exactly, drive them from where you have driven you out. They were kicked out of Mecca, and their properties were taken by force by the Meccans.
Actually, that's why he went out of Mecca. They chose to